For those of you out there who are wanting to be students of harmony and understanding how chord progression works, I'm going to go through a brief lesson of that has to do with tension and resolution. And in order to go through that lesson, we again start with the fundamentals, and the fundamental here in this case is the C major scale. Now here is a C major scale. I'm just going to play an open position. Now, what would happen if I played the scale like this? Are you feeling that that may be incomplete? Most likely you are. That's called a leading tone. The B is called a leading tone, and it wants to lead to the tonic. So there is tension and resolution, right? And you want to hear. So the leading tone, the seventh degree of the scale, wants to lead to the tonic. It wants to lead to the one. How about this? What do you think that wants to do? The F, the fourth degree, wants to fall to the third, because the third is much stronger than the fourth. What happens if we put that tension of the fourth together with the seventh? Now, you've got to hear that needs resolution, right? There is a ton of tension there between the fourth and the seventh. And the fourth wants to fall to the three, and the B, the leading tone, wants to lead to the one. So we have this. That's the basis of all dominant harmony. The F and the B would be the seventh and the third of a G7 chord. And they would want to resolve to the third and the one of a C major chord. All right. Now, what about the? Let's take a look at the A. Right. The A, I would say, wants to fall to the G. What if we put the F and the A together? They want to fall to the G and the E. Those two notes really sort of tell us that we've got another chord there. We've got an F chord that falls to a C. So now we've got a G chord, G7, that goes to the C. We've got an F that wants to fall to the C. How about F, G, and C? So chords are made up of tensions that happen within a scale. They're made up with made up of linear tensions. And we could do the same thing with a D. D wants to get pulled back by C. Right? That D is a part of the G chord, the G chord. It's the fifth of the G chord. Now you can hear those tensions, right? You can hear that tension of the dominant tension of the 5 chord. the subdominant tension of the 4 chord, right? And so each of these, have we left out one? We've got the, oh yeah, so the F chord also has a C in it, right? It has the tonic of the key in it. See how those tensions want to fall? And the F chord is not nearly as tense as the dominant chord, right? Which is really tense. But the F chord, because it has the C, or the tonal center in it, tends to resolve more passively. Okay, how about... Now we've talked about the 1, the 2, the 3, which really sort of sits as a part of the C chord, and then we've talked about the 4, and we've talked about the 5, we've talked about the 6, and we've talked about the 7, and we've talked about the 1. Each of the notes in a major scale have to do with resolution, tension, and resolution. In this case, we're resolving to the 1 chord, right? 4 chord, 5, 1. Chords are not made up of pictures and diagrams. Chords are made up of notes that come from scales.